Some time ago, I was ready to create a new YouTube channel, and I was excited as heck. I was going to start one in the homeschool niche, but just before starting it, I mentioned it to a friend. He asked, Chris, you've just started homeschooling your kids. You're not an expert yet. Why would anyone want to listen to you? Kazam! My dream was suddenly crushed, and my enthusiasm vaporized right into thin air. My friend was actually partially right, though. True, I was new at homeschooling, but I did have 25 years of experience as an educator and teacher trainer, so I felt that I had some expertise in the field that I can share with my viewers. But his question got me to start thinking, should I homeschool my kids for another 3 years, then start a YouTube channel on homeschooling? Or should I bite the bullet and start one immediately and take the angle that I was a novice homeschool parent and I was just sharing what I was learning on my journey with other homeschooling parents? It's common to think that we need to be an expert in something to start a YouTube channel. But here's something we often don't consider. We can also be a novice. These are two different angles. In this video, I'll share with you the pros and cons of each and introduce you to another two angles that you can take. The purpose of this video is to get you to consider which of the four angles would work out best for you. Let's look at the pros and cons of the expert and novice angles. The main thing is you're going to initially feel a lot more comfortable making YouTube videos because, after all, you're an expert on this and you don't feel you're trying to fake it until you can make it. You're also going to have a lot to say about the different topics that you cover in your niche. It might be initially easier to monetize a channel led by an expert than a novice, especially if you're trying to sell courses. But here's the thing to keep in mind about this distinction between novice and expert. If you start out a channel as a novice, in a few years, you're going to be seen as an expert by your audience. Some audience members are also going to prefer to be taught by an expert rather than a novice. Many people who come to YouTube come for an experience to learn something from someone they can relate to. And quite often they're going to be able to relate to someone who is a fellow novice rather than an expert. So it's possible that a certain percentage of your audience might find it difficult to relate to you as an expert. Another con that you need to think about is you're going to have a heck of a lot of information, and it's going to be real easy to overload your videos with information. And more importantly, it's going to be real easy to go off on tangents. So you're going to have to exercise a little bit of self-control that you don't go into useless details or off on tangents. As I mentioned earlier, many audience members are going to prefer to learn from a novice than an expert. This is going to vary from one niche to another. I think in most cases, it's going to be easier for the audience to connect with you at an emotional level if you are a novice rather than an expert. Another advantage of being a novice is that you can more easily point out the things to avoid, because those things are going to be on top of your mind and you're going to be able to share a lot of rich details to show step by step how you overcame certain problems and what to avoid. It might be difficult in the beginning to come up with topics if you're a novice because your experience is rather limited. Another disadvantage is that in the early stages, it's probably going to be more difficult to monetize your channel early on, being a novice, because the audience might have more trust in an expert than a novice. Hello, fellow YouTube nerds. Chris here to help you launch and grow your new YouTube channel. So hold on to your sombrero. You're going to get a lot of value today. Now, before you jump in and decide which is the best choice for you, let's look at the characteristics of each angle to better understand them. An expert has a lot of knowledge about his topic, and this is going to come through in their body language, their tone of their voice. They're going to have a lot of different examples that they can draw on, and they're more likely to use the terminology and package their ideas in ways that other experts in the field do. So all of this combined at a subconscious level is probably going to make you more believable if you are an expert rather than a novice. The expert understands the complete system. I mean, he can see the big picture and he knows how all the different parts fit together and how they affect each other. So this is very useful for problem solving, coaching, and giving people advice on what to focus on. Experts also know what's important and what isn't, so they can easily tell you what to do at each step of the journey because they can see the big picture from a 30,000-foot view from above. Also, experts are more likely to have a lot of secret tips up their sleeve which they can share. But keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, the expert may not be the person that the viewers want to see. They may prefer to watch a novice who's going through the same struggles as they are because they can relate to them more easily. If you want someone to show you how to successfully launch and grow a new YouTube channel, then subscribe and ring that notification bell so you will get access to all the free goodies that I give away during the first 48 hours after releasing a new video. Of course, the novice is rather new to the field and have limited skills and knowledge about the field. The novice is going to probably make more mistakes in the advice that he offers his audience. But here's the important thing. A novice is on a journey, and you can integrate this into your videos. Talk about the different steps you went through to get where you're going and your upcoming steps. A novice could possibly gain more trust than an expert in the sense that the novice is probably less likely to try to sell you a course or a book, so that way the audience might actually trust you a little bit more. What if you're an expert and you want to come across as a novice, or if you're a novice who wants to come across taking the expert angle? Well, here's a solution. You can do a mixture. A mixture is the way to get the best of both worlds. You do this by having a YouTube channel with both an expert and a novice on it. Or you can have multiple experts or multiple novices. You have two YouTube presenters, one of them the expert and the other the novice. YouTube videos are built around conversations they have. In many cases, the novice will be asking questions to the expert, and the novice will be talking about the hurdles that they're overcoming, and the expert can offer advice. The fourth and last angle is to take on the role of a curator. With this channel angle, the YouTuber interviews or gets footage from other experts or novices in his field, and he tries to organize them in some type of coherent manner that can distill the important threads of each topic. Now, check out Evan Carmichael's channel where he uses this approach. Most of his videos center around one person. He takes video clips that someone else has made and shows them. Each of these video clips makes one important point about this person's idea or unique approach to life or leadership. Today, his channel has grown to over 3.5 million subscribers, and he has over 6,000 videos. Most of Evan's videos, he did not actually interview the experts, rather he just took clips showing their ideas. So of course you could interview experts if you like, and in many ways that's actually more powerful. You can actually turn this approach over on its head and be an expert interviewing novices about their journeys and the challenges they face and have overcome. This curator angle will work out better for some niches than others, but taking a curator angle on some of your videos could be a really good idea, especially when your channel has been up and running for some time and you're starting to run out of good ideas. What time is it? It's time to reveal today's big enchilada. There are two things to consider when you choose your angle. First, which one feels most comfortable for you? And second, which one is your audience most likely to want? I made the mistake with my homeschool channel of taking the angle of an expert, but later I found out my preferred to watch and learn from a novice homeschool parent. Since I got burned from that experience, I've been using the mixture approach. Then, after I published about 20 videos, I start experimenting with both the novice and expert approach to see which one my audience prefers. Before you jump in and make any more videos or even your first video, watch this to learn a lot of other great tips that will save you months of time.